Good morning, guys. I'm going to take you along for our day today. Let's see. It is, what day is it? The social isolation thing. What day is it? Tuesday. It's Tuesday. And yes, so Daddy has officially moved home to work downstairs, and so the kids have brought all of their toys upstairs, and they are all over the house. I've got blankets to pick up. This is all first thing in the morning, you guys. Day is starting full force. Here we go. Hi. Hi. Are you trying to get mommy? Yeah. What are you doing? I think it's so cute. He does a little army crawl, don't you? But he started sitting up from... There he goes. You gonna sit up for us? Yay! Good job. Yeah. Noah, say yay! Yay! So the other thing that happened last night is we ended up going to bed without doing the dishes before bed. Well, we did some of them. We just didn't finish them. Oh my gosh, you guys. So being a homeschool family of 8 is, I'm trying to pick up while I talk. Being a homeschool family of 8 and fixing all meals 3 times a day plus snacks. Anyway, it's a lot of dishes. And anyway, so long story short, I'm so excited because I guess it was a little over a week ago, we bought a new dishwasher at Lowe's. Really, really good deal. They're supposed to come and install it on Friday. So I'm like counting down. I'm like, okay, today's Tuesday, just a few more days, and we are liberated from hand washing dishes. We've actually been hand washing dishes for a really long time. And when we lived in our old house, we did as well. But it does just get, oof. So we decided to save and designate some money for a dishwasher. So anyway, so that will be coming on Friday, and I'm super stoked about it. So yay for new dishwashers. Say hi. So yes, so we have done dishes, we've done laundry, we've cleaned the bathrooms, cleaned bedrooms, picked up some in here, just not the stuff I showed you. And then I'm just waiting to vacuum for when Noah gets up. Right? Say hi. Are you having a hard morning? Yeah. Oh, okay. Are you drawing Peter Rabbit? Right there? Why don't you draw some flowers and some vegetables for Peter? Just like in our story. Mm-hmm. Peter was most dreadfully frightened. He rushed all over the garden, for he had forgotten the way back to the gate. He lost one of his shoes among the cabbages, the other shoe amongst the potatoes. After losing them, he ran on 4 legs and went faster, so I think he might have got away altogether if he had not unfortunately run into a gooseberry net and got caught by the large buttons on his jacket. It was a blue jacket with brass buttons, quite new. The bunny lost his jacket? And his coat. But
Happened.
Oh, or were you asking him what happened?
And I fucking on the tree. Oh.
Why did he get sick? He went into a watering can. He caught a cold. So Asher just brought me his picture he drew while we were listening to the story. Super cute. I like his Mr. McGregor. Say hi. 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 Are you silly? Are you silly? Oh my goodness.
Man, Miss, you get a lot of tangles. Yeah. And then.
Oh, how pretty.
What prize would you like today? Pick a prize.
Oh man, you mean if I come to your beauty shop, I get to pick a prize?
Yeah. Time for you.
So I'm going to show you just some of the progress on our garden. It is starting to come along slowly but surely. So I worked out here the other day before it rained just to go ahead and plant a few more things, to plant some carrots and 2 rows of green beans. And I pulled some weeds, but of course, in true fashion this time of year, lots of rain, some of the weeds are growing back. So also I wanted to talk about, normally we do a style of gardening called Back to Eden gardening, but we are not doing that this year, and that is by default. That is not by choice. We didn't prepare it before fall either with a load of wood chips. We should have done that. Hindsight, right? And then so we were going to do that this spring, and right before we were going to do that, let me back up. We decided we were going to till because it was just so bad. And so, yeah. And so then we were going to, in turn, after we tilled, we were going to do our layering, our compost, our manure, our goat manure, and our wood chips. And obviously, as you're going to see, that didn't happen. So we are going with a tilled garden this year. We might see if we can get a load of either compost or wood chips to put over it, but we are already in full swing with things starting to sprout up and pop up. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you what's going on here. So we also expanded the size of our garden. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go in and thin this out. This is some lettuce. I think that's butter crunch right through there. Okay, so then we have this next section, which this is our snap peas. And let me pull some of this grass out here. You can start to see our snap peas starting to poke through here. So that's super exciting too. We love snap peas just to snack on. There's some clover that needs to be pulled out. So see, I just need to come out here probably tomorrow and work on this. So here's some more, and all kinds of little ones sprouting up. I did end up putting some in on the sides as well, just so they are sewn in pretty thick. We just want to make sure that we've got a lot of yield this year. And our cattle panels we will hopefully have next weekend, just for these to climb up. Then over here we have another type of lettuce. I think this is the little gem lettuce from Baker Creek. And again, I need to go in here and start thinning all this stuff out. So in these mounds, we have broccoli starting to grow. This is broccoli right here. And so you can see that starting to sprout. I just sowed that straight from seed. We always, there it is. Well, we generally have really, really good success with sowing straight from seed. Obviously, I'll have to thin out those broccoli plants. I've got some more space I can put those in. So one of the kids ran through the garden, which is lovely, but this is all spinach starting to come up. And let's see. So all of this whole area, whoop, all the way down through here is sown 2 rows of carrot seeds. And then right here marks 2 rows of green beans. And then our strawberries are really starting to grow in. That's what most of this is. We still need to go in and get all the pine needles out and all the weeds and everything out of there, but we should have pretty good yield off of that, and then the wild little violets and stuff. So that is that area. So around, so this is kind of where, so we expanded out, that's another 3 feet on either side, so 6 extra feet on either side, and then an extra 3 feet, 3 or 4 feet over here. And all of this needs to be worked some more. We need to get in here and rake out a lot of the weeds and the chunks and all that kind of stuff. We just haven't done it yet. And so I think what I might do is I have considered doing corn through here. But I don't know. I can't decide if that's what I want to do or if I just want to do all of my squash and zucchini plants all the way around. So we will see, and I'm going to show you what my plans are for the bottom here. So as you can see, we still have a tarp on this. This is another area we expanded this year. This is the video really doesn't do it justice, but this is a good, like, let's see, 25 by 30 maybe. I can't remember. Anyway, it's a really large area. And then we've got this area right here that we've tilled up, which again, we need to go in here and rake out. But this is gonna be where our melons are. Marcus really wanted to do a melon bed this year, and so we need to get in here and work all of this space. So this will be where our melons are planted. But all of this up here, this will mainly be just tomato plants and pepper plants. We're also gonna do okra, which is like my favorite vegetable. And in amongst all of our plants, we also plant all kinds of flowers and herbs. Dill comes back in full force in this whole area right here. So this will be mainly tomatoes. Oh, and cucumbers, that's the other thing. Tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, okra, and lots of flowers and herbs in this area. So that's the plan for here. So I also want to encourage you guys. One of my really good friends, Jessica, over at Field's Full House. If you don't follow her, make sure that you check out her channel. I will put a link down in the description below. I cannot talk. But she has some excellent words of wisdom as well on this. She's another large family homeschool mom, just like me, and also lives in the suburbs. So, and she has a different method of gardening. She's tried different methods and things like that than I have. And so she's just really encouraging to me as well, and has some great info over on her channel, so make sure you check her out. And I'll put a link to her channel down below. So gardening has always been just very near and dear to my heart. I grew up on our family's farm, on my grandparents' farm, and it has just kind of been instilled in me from the very beginning, really, like the whole homesteading idea. Obviously, we live in the suburbs. You know, if we had our choice, we would live on multiple acres and have a full homestead, but this is where the Lord has placed us for now, and that's perfectly fine. We bought this house 3 years ago, but just because you are somewhere that is not like some massive acreage or something like that doesn't mean that you can't do things like this. Obviously, we've got 2 large areas in our backyard that by no means will this be enough food to sustain our family of 8, 6 kids, 2 adults. But it certainly acts as a great supplement and is a step toward a little bit more of self-sufficiency. So obviously there's been a lot of changes just in the past week. Our everyday looks completely different than it did a week and a half ago, really, at this point, by the time this video is on. So our everyday looks completely different. We are missing our church family. We're missing our friends. We homeschool, but you know, in moments like these, you don't realize how social you actually are, I think, sometimes. And so basically, I just want to encourage you guys. I know that we have a lot of people close to us, a lot of friends, a lot of church family that are struggling already, physically, mentally, job-wise, spiritually even. But, you know, the Lord promises in His Word that He will never leave us nor forsake us. And I absolutely believe that to be true. I absolutely believe that to be true. As hard as it feels sometimes, you know, I was talking to some of my kids are having some issues behavior-wise, and I know it absolutely has to do with this whole situation. And they're getting, you know, argumentative amongst themselves and things like that, and more so than usual. I mean, siblings do, but more so than usual. And I've just talked to them and encouraged them that, you know, this is tough. This is tough. It's isolating, and we can either feed into those feelings of isolation, or we can rise above them and choose to be Christ-like and choose to come together. Whether you're a Christian or not, you can agree that, you know, things just work out way better when you band together and you are in this thing together versus, you know, continuing to be isolated from things. But whether you're a Christian or not, I want to encourage you just to read the Bible and to pray. But in all of this, you know, so all of that, super important and should be the forefront. But I also strongly want to encourage you to look into doing something that helps you to feel a little more self-sufficient. So, specifically, I want you to grow something. I just want to challenge you and encourage you to grow something. Whether you live in an apartment, or you have no backyard, or maybe you have multiple acres. If you don't even have any means, like if you don't have a tiller or you don't have raised beds or anything like that, it doesn't have to be like that. I've talked to some friends and I've encouraged them. I've said, you don't have to have all that. Even if it's in your flower beds, do it in your flower beds. Put some tomato plants in amongst your flowers. You'll get lots of pollinators that way. But I just want to encourage you to grow something this year, you know, whether it be in pots on your front porch or your back porch or whatever. Even if it's just herbs, there's something beautiful and encouraging and healing to the heart and soul to witness the growth of a plant and witness the beauty of God's design and how He created just that little tiny seed and what can come from it. And it's food that sustains. And, you know, the Bible also tells us man cannot live on bread alone. And the bread of life is Jesus Christ. And like I said, I just encourage you to read your Bible for that encouragement, but also for the peace and hope that you may be searching for, because the Lord provides that. And, you know, Christ, while we live in this world that is unstable and doesn't give us comfort, you can have comfort knowing that if your faith and your trust is in Christ, then there's nothing to worry about. Now, are there feelings of being scared or uneasiness? Yes, those can still come, but there's a difference in feeling those and living in that. And when we have Christ as the anchor in our life, then that helps us to get through that. So I just want to encourage you with that today. I'm going to leave some scriptures on the end slides. And if you have any prayer requests, please put them in the comment section down below, or I will also leave my email address. You can email those to me. I am really trying to use this time just to focus my heart more on growing closer to the Lord. And like I said, I just encourage you to do the same. And I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions about gardening or anything like that, just put them down in the comment section down below, or again, you can email them to me. Follow me on Instagram. You can message me on there, and push that subscribe button, because I would love for you to stick around. Thanks so much, guys.